please don't. Not Panic at the fucking Disco, Pink Floyd. Hello everyone. Hello, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to go over Pink Floyd's 13th studio album, The Division Bell. Now this album came out in 1994, around the same time as some of my favourite music. Well, my favourite album came out in 1994, and I just think it's really cool how they didn't change their sound. Although Pink Floyd have had a myriad of sounds over their career, there's always that core Pink Floydness to it. And in the 90s, they could have, thrown all that away, but they didn't. Also, Richard Wright returns for keyboards, and I believe he did a bit of production. He also did vocals on, is it Coming Back to Life? No. Which one did he sing vocals on? Wearing the Inside Out. Absolutely stunning. Richard Wright has an amazing harmonious vocal range, and they really underutilized him in Pink Floyd. Prior to this album, the last time he'd sung on a song was Dark Side of the Moon, I believe. He sung harmonies on Time. Yeah, and his voice is stunning, and I can't believe they didn't use it more, But I think this album's phenomenal. It's been one of my favorites for years. It sounds like, well, there's a myriad of different sounds on it, or different vibes, as I would say it, but especially the closing track, High Hopes, is absolutely astonishing. One of the best Pink Floyd songs. But somebody, because I posted that Momentary Lapse of Reason video, and I think it's fine if you disagree with me. I think it's better if you do, because that's how we spark a conversation, and that's a good thing. But I did have someone absolutely bashing me on Instagram, like really coming at me for it. And I'm just, calm down, If you message me and you're really polite, you just want to talk about why you think it's good and why you think I'm wrong, that's fine. But they were rather annoyed that I didn't like it. But this is one of the best Pink Floyd albums, so let's talk about the looks. So the cover art on this was designed by Storm Thorgerson. I'm pronouncing that so wrong, but he did, I believe he's done the artwork for a few of their other albums as well. Maybe he's done it for a lot of them. Was that Hypnosis? It's one of the two anyway. This is Storm Thorgerson though, and it's absolutely beautiful. So if you hadn't guessed, let me move closer. The album's called Division Bell. So I think this album cover really suits it, with the two heads talking. And I love seeing the two heads with different materials. I think it's really cool. Especially this black and white one with the electric. That's super cool. I'll show you the stone one. But then the album, the sleeve artwork is creepy. I don't know. Seeing them looking at you like that, it's just weird. It always creeps me out. It's always just, it's a bit strange. Especially this one. This is the one that really creeps me out. I think it's super weird. Original cover design by Storm Thorgerson. But I believe some of the pictures were done by Polly Sampson. Polly Sampson? Is that her name? Is this out on that one? Hang on. I swear her name's Polly Sampson. Produced by Bob Ezrin. Amazing producer, who also did, I swear he did this album, and he didn't know, that's someone else. But Bob Ezrin's done tons of different production for people. It's Polly Sampson. She did most of the pictures. She's an amazing photographer and an amazing writer. She co-wrote a few of these songs, which is, I believe it's the first Pink Floyd album that has these sort of co-wrote songs on it. Now also, I meant to say in the beginning, I completely forgot, I'm going to talk about this album in tandem. Now, if you want to see its own video, I will link it down below. But I don't feel that it's enough of an album to talk about that much. I mean, I haven't listened to this album in forever. It's just really cool to own because the artwork is stunning. So while the Division Bell came out in 1994, this would come out in 2014, and it's mostly made up of instrumentals that were taken from the Division Bell sessions, ones that weren't used, and then they were sort of cobbled together. And while it sounds good, it is almost all instrumentals, and especially, it's just not worth playing the record. If I ever have a craving to play this album, I will put it on the streaming service, because I don't want to get up and change the side over for an instrumental album. But that's just me. I know people will disagree, but that's besides the point. I adore this album artwork, The Endless River. I think it's one of the best Pink Floyd album artworks they've done. So the last Pink Floyd song before this album came out was High Hopes, which we'll talk about in a minute. But the last lyrics on High Hopes is The Endless River, Forever and Ever, which is really poignant, and I absolutely adore it. One of the best written songs ever. That song is just fantastic. And so that phrase, The Endless River, would give this album its name. Now we'll talk about the songs in a minute, but the artwork, that is just beautiful. And I love the back cover as well. And then we have these beautiful sleeves, a lovely guitar. Now, unfortunately, most of the Richard Wright stuff found on this album was carried over from the Division Bell, because in 2006, he unfortunately passed away. So God bless him. Amazing man, really talented. Like, some of Pink Floyd's best songs were that good because they had Richard Wright. I hope that is his name. I'm not pronouncing it wrong. So this, the artwork itself, if you can find this, it's worth picking up, because it comes with a booklet as well, which is always cool. Let me show you some of the highlights. So there he is. It's beautiful. He always kept the long hair. He's such a good looking dude. And I believe Syd Barrett passed away the same year. But that idea of the endless river going through life is really, really poignant, and I absolutely love it. These three guys. Now, I hate being called a Roger Waters fan, because these three guys made Pink Floyd what it is, as well as Roger Waters and Syd Barrett. But I don't think Pink Floyd would be the same if it was Roger Waters and some other people, whoever you want to add. They need these three. But yeah, this is beautiful. Let's talk about the songs. So this album, upside down again. They're both upside down. Anyway, this album's about it's about an argument, a division. It's about working to fix things, and I believe you can look it up. I haven't really looked into it too much, but I believe it's them trying to talk to Roger Waters and trying to amend the past, especially as the songs are High Hopes. So it starts with Cluster 1, which is a very beautiful melodic sort of piano track, which is a stunning song. But then it just sort of explodes into What Do You Want From Me, with these really deep bass lines and these synths that sound so low. My favourite thing about this album, as well as High Hopes, it's got to be the production. It sounds so open-ended and vast. It's beautiful. What Do You Want From Me it goes in hard with some amazing lyrics, basically about, do you want me to bend over back for you? What do I have to do to get you to understand? I want to be your friend again. I want to mend things. It is a brilliant song, and it's not the opening track, but it's a great way to start your album. Poles Apart, stunning. The lyrics are amazing. And I love the instrumental bit in the middle. It's beautiful. I've got the list up here, so I'm not doing this all the time. Marooned. Now, I know they won an award. I swear it's a Grammy. I don't really follow the award shows because I don't really care. But I swear they won a Grammy for Marooned. I might be wrong. It might be an Oscar. No, it's not an Oscar. Anyway, they won a Grammy, and it's a really, really beautiful and spacious instrumental track. Richard Wright, as I said, brilliant dude, super talented on the keyboard. A Great Day for Freedom, amazing. Wearing the Inside Out, Richard Wright's vocals are so soft and melodic, and the way he sings it is brilliant. Very underutilized within Pink Floyd. I believe he only sung, I know he sung on the first album they did. He did a lot of backup vocals with Syd Barrett, as well as Roger Waters. But then he did the song, he did one on Atom Heart Mother, and he did Time on Dark Side of the Moon, but I don't think he sung many songs, which was a mistake because his vocals are brilliant. Take It Back, which sort of brings up the heat again, absolutely fantastic. Coming Back to Life. I love this idea of, trying to rebuild yourself and getting better. Amazing song. Keep Talking with Stephen Hawking in the opening bit. Love Stephen Hawking. Another great dude. An amazing song. Lost for Words is beautiful. All the songs on this album, they don't sound the same, but they all follow a certain vibe, a certain idea, and a lot of the instrumentals are intertwined, and it's really beautiful. But for me, the standout song, and one of my favourite Pink Floyd songs, is High Hopes. I adore it, and I love the way it starts with the bird sound effects, and then there's eerie, cold piano chords. I'm not going to sing it, but those piano chords are stunning with the bells ringing, and the lyrics are amazing. I'm not going to read all of it, but let me just read some stuff like Encumbered Forever by Desire and Ambition. There's a hunger still unsatisfied. Our weary eyes stray to the horizon. Through down this road we've been so many times. The grass was greener, the light was brighter, the taste was sweeter, the nights of wonder, with friends surrounded. But the best, I adore it. The best bit, the dawn mist glowing, the water flowing, the endless river, forever and ever. And I just get these goosebumps whenever I hear that. And David Gilmour's guitar solo, he's always been really good at these fantastic, massive, loud guitar solos, and the way he handles it on High Hopes is just brilliant. I think it's one of the best Pink Floyd songs in a long time, and it's such an amazing closing track. I can't remember because my memory's terrible, but I did a video on my top 5 closing tracks, and I swear it was on there. Or it might, I can't remember, but it's such a beautiful song. And so the standout songs are definitely High Hopes. Come on, there we go. Lost for Words, Wearing the Inside Out, and Coming Back to Life. But all the songs are fantastic, and you should definitely give them a listen. Now, I've thrown it over there. Come here. But this album, so as I said, it's mostly instrumentals. The opening track, Things Left Unsaid, is alright. But the standout song is Louder Than Words, the closing track, which follows the same sort of theme as trying to resolve arguments, and we bitch and fight and argue all night, but we should just amend things before it's too late. And it's a very poignant, beautiful song. The music video is stunning, but it is, this is my personal opinion. You can disagree with who you want, but it's the only thing worth listening to on this album. But yeah, in conclusion, I would definitely give this album a 9 out of 10. It is near perfect, and it's not their final album. Technically, this is their final album, but since that's mostly instrumentals, I'm going to technically say that this was their last album, and it's just such a fantastic way to close off your career. I mean, Pink Floyd, my third favourite band. There's only 2 bands that I have. Well, I've got an Apple logo tattoo, it's technically free, but I mean, they have a tattoo. They mean it. Pink Floyd mean a lot to me, and their music has spoken to me in ways that only some bands or artists have ever done. You know, Syd Barrett's era with all the folklore and songs about gnomes and scarecrows, amazing. And then the Big Four with Roger Waters, my favourite album, Wish You Were Here. and songs about politics and heartbreak and going crazy. And then David Gilmour's era, songs about arguments and really spacious and spectral sort of stuff, all come together in this prog rock and this psychedelic rock magnum opus of a career that no band, or at least only a few bands, can match. I mean, I know Dark Side of the Moon is egged on a lot because it's not, I don't think it's their best album, but it's such a big album that a lot of people do. Dark Side of the Moon has currently sold 45 million records. So for comparison, Eminem, famous rapper, if you didn't know, he sold 49 million records. So while he sold more, that means that one album is almost sold as much as Eminem's entire career, which is absolutely insane to think about. But it's just, they are a phenomenal band. That's not the word I was thinking of. And I absolutely adore them. Now, this album, I would only give it a 5 out of 10. The closing track, Louder Than Words, is great, but I've never really gotten into it that much. But if you love this album, please comment below and let me know. Thanks for watching. And I'm not sure, I know I did a poll a few months, God, it was a few months ago now actually. It's taken me this long, but a few months ago I did a poll whether I should do Oasis next or Linkin Park next. And Oasis won. So I'm going to be doing Oasis next. And I won't be doing a video on their first album because I've done about 5 million videos on that. It's my favourite album. But thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Love you all. Take care.